Trippy. Yeah, I know. I saw a glitch here. I thought we died for a second, but we're good.
I still think to myself and wonder if this was worth it. For it seems that these days I can't stand still for a moment. I'm sick of drifting, and my feet won't rest or reoppress their pivoting. Your familiar face still lingers around.
Wow.
To say I'm a victim of lunacy, but that can't begin to explain how it's happened to me. But still can't believe that my life is now constantly passing free. And now
totally parked out. Great mixing on this. Jesus, the engineering on this is insane.
But if I trip, perhaps your hands could start to slip. And I've tried my best, but my feet down my best. I'm not so conscious, and that's why lunacy will tear me apart.
So out there, but pleasantly out there. Yeah, big Between the Buried and Me vibes as well. I was hearing that. Oof. There's a little bit of like, if Primus ever stepped into the metalcore vibe, or not metalcore, but
surely this will contend with my misery.
like,
So I begin hacking through flesh and bone with fine cut.
there's all of that. There's Mr. Bungle, there's Primus, there's Danny Elfman. This is like Nightmare Before Christmas style music 4.0, you know? Big choir in the background there too. Wow. Those last two genty chugs there, they had to go ahead and remind us where this was all coming from. One of the really super fun things about this isn't straight too far from the waltz vibe. You know, the 3/4, and that's that haunting demonic kind of tempo that you use in this kind of composition to make you feel like it's like a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Alice in Wonderland or Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibes, where it's, you know, very, very cleverly macabre, extremely musical. You know, once again, this is one of those tracks where I'm sitting here and I go from listening to the music and the musicianship to all of a sudden I'm just watching notes hitting a piece of paper. Or, you know, what it's like to sight read that, or if the music was right in front of me, kind of a vibe. That's just what happens also. When it gets this complex, I go from listening mode to composer mode, if that's like, you know. And this was not, once again, I think it was yesterday, we did a track yesterday where I said the same thing. This was not like the guys going up going, well, guys, let's plug in, let's write a song. No, somebody sat down from the very beginning. You know, I kind of envision... there was that movie that The Beautiful Mind. Who was that actor? He did Gladiator as well. Anyhow, there was a part in the movie where he's looking at the formulas and stuff and that whole thing, and he's kind of tripping out. And that's kind of how I feel when I'm listening to music like this. I fully get it and stuff like that, but I'm kind of tripping on the formula in the window, just going, damn. You know, what does it take to actually put that out there? Russell Crowe, yes, thank you very much, Baja Spencer. Anyhow, what a double A. Jeez, man. Hitting me on the head with this stuff. You got a very eclectic, you know, very unique. You don't do drugs? No, I'm kidding. But I mean, seriously, you've got an incredibly eclectic and technically defined listening palette. Is that a good way to put it? So it is 3/4, right? So it's that waltz. It's 3/4, 6/8. You know, yes, there's a definitive way to count it, but at the same token, you're still getting that ba da ba da da. So if it's 1 2 3 1 2 3, or 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, nonetheless, you're still getting that tango kind of groove. You know what I'm saying? So, music is your drug. Could not have said it any better. You know, who do we appreciate? Ink 'em up. You is who we appreciate because you're up next. I didn't know. I didn't think you knew that, but perfect timing. Uh-oh. Is that an avocado? Wait a minute. Baja Spencer did avocado. Then I must do avocado. How badass is this? So cool. Best kids toy ever. Let's go. Yeah, there it is, Amon. The avocado. What's it called? What is this called? The avocado. I wish this would have been such a great pairing. Like I don't know. Maybe I should call up this company and say, well, I'm avocado. And we do rockamole guitar sessions with avocado. Such a classic, such a classic. It's more country rock metal or rock than it is rock. I listened through some of them. It's more, I don't know, you guys tell me, isn't this more country? Or let's, how about this one? Yeah, it's mostly country, right? Pizzicato. Anyhow, funny. Sorry, we got derailed. Ink 'em up. You started it. You put the avocado in there. Ink 'em up. I say with joy and a smile. Okay, this is a band called No More Kings. This is funk that Ink 'em up wants here. So stand by. Let's do this, guys. Obey the groove. You just know right there. If we're doing a funk track and it's called Obey the Groove, this is going to be something, something. So here we go, guys. This is from Ink 'em Up. Let's go. Uh-oh, sounds like a church organ. We know what this is going to be. A little more straightforward, okay. It's a bit of a Prince vibe there. Yeah, that fuzzy bass. This has a little Claudio vibes from Coheed. I don't know why. Whoa. Drop it like it's hot, no second thoughts. All right. That's another one too, Adam Levine, yeah. I like that kind of arpeggiated thing going on back there. I can't pin it. This is great. Holding out that Hammond. I'll have a ham and cheese Oregon salad. The mix has got this lo-fi vibe too, and I really love it. That was a great track. You know, it was Square Almond. That was the funniest. Leave the Hammond and cheese provolone. It's too good for the song. Well done. You know what? What brought this home to me uniquely is this. It was an over-the-top funky playing on the drums. So that let a lot of the the nuances of the instruments and all the arrangements kind of stand out a little bit. So the drums, but the drum sound was super funky. This kind of like this no blanket kick sound, where like the mic was outside of the front of the kit, not inside. You know, there's different ways to mic kicks, many different ways. It sounded like it was inside, and they really took advantage of that wider ambient pounded sound. But all the little guitar parts that were going on in there, and also the very, eclectic dynamic work that the organ player was putting in there. And the guy's voice too. So, some people said it sounded a little like Adam Levine. I don't know why I was pulling Claudio from Coheed, but super funky, man. And we needed some super funk. It'd been a minute since we had funk, so thank you so much for that function. Now we can function correctly. Thank you very much for your dono. I appreciate it, buddy. Next up, the kebab seller. Now, I don't know if the kebab seller's here. He usually drops in the morning because he's around the other side of the world. He's literally in the Middle East somewhere. Super cool guy. sends me some fun, nice messages on Discord. He goes, Joey, hey man, I just sent you something. I'll catch it on your YouTube channel. Super cool cat. So he wants a track called Gintama. Or no, I'm sorry, it's an anime called Gintama. And the name of the track is Life Moves On Like a Conveyor Belt. You guys know this? So let's do this. Life moves on like a conveyor belt from the kebab seller. All right. But real rootsy in the grunge era. You know, from the sounds to the performance, all the way to when it kicked in, even to the metal. More that early '90s, more soulful, heavier side of music. I mean, because I think that's what grunge really was all about for me. I was in that, Temple of the Dog, thank you. I was in that era. I was fully, at that point, grunge carrying me around, I was already 30, if it was 1990 or 89, 90, 91. And I really, but I really, that was the only genre, probably since the 70s, because the 70s rock metal scene was kind of eclectic from Sabbath to, you know, Deep Purple to Zeppelin and stuff, and it was all so new, you know, but then there was that, you know, and then genres peeled open in rock, many, you know, and I kind of drifted away until I heard some Satriani and some Mark Bonilla and Vai and Eric Johnson, more melodic guitar players and stuff. I really didn't hang too close to what was more contemporary in the listening scape of thrash, of the glam metal scene and stuff, you know. Grunge was the first genre that actually pulled me in wholeheartedly, and I think there was a lot of what they were saying lyrically that I was feeling. And then I have to say, I really became a fan of the marketing. I don't know how, but I bought all kinds of those plaid hoodie button down. You know, I was already in it in the sense that I was already in the 80s getting laughed at for wearing my jeans and my Ugg boots and stuff. So I was halfway to grunge. But then when the plaid, not the plaid or whatever the designs were, you know, like everybody looked like they were a lumberjack of sorts with hoodies and stuff. I mean, I didn't walk around with the hoodie on all the time, but for a surfer, it was perfect. They came out with these lines of flannel. I'm sorry, flannel. These lines of flannel shirts that had hoods sewn into it, but were buttoned down, were perfect for me as a surfer, getting out of the water, putting that on really fast, and, you know, putting on a thermal shirt underneath it. I was already wearing thermals. But as far as a music genre, grunge really pulled me in. Nirvana, Jeremy Spoken. What was the name of that band? I can't remember. But those guys, Pearl Jam. And so, you know, I went into it. So when I heard this track, I got pulled. So it was a very well done track. And so the Kebab Seller, thank you so much for having us listen to it. So I have a few more here. I got Skeletank, Oranai, Kairu, Artrent. Let's keep going. From Skeletank, this is a game called Eric W. Brown. Is that the name of the game, or is that the name of the series in the game? That's a pretty straightforward name for a game. Eric W. Brown. And the name of the track is Duplicitous Wrath, Part 2. And so the message is it's Kairos Esoterica. Okay, so we're doing that. Skeletank, how you doing? Oh, this is Composer. Okay. Buddy, this is for you. Let's go. And thank you for the dono. Ooh, nice. trippy. This is trippy, man. Big Slayer vibes on this for sure. Really keeping the EDM aspect leveled out and equal with the metal mix. I love all that additional EDM work on the top. God, the head modeling on that amp sounds the same. Drum programming now. I'm wondering if Eric Brown is more of the metal part of the composer and Yasunori Matsuda is more of the EDM part of the composing. That was fucking crazy. That was so badass. But seriously though, I mean, if this is a composer and having a guest composer in there, I wonder if the definitive split in the style is the fact that maybe Eric is more of the metal composer and implementing a lot of the the drum work and the bass and the grindiness and the poundiness of the track, and then Matsuda is a little bit more of the EDM style. That there's a definite separation in the track that's obvious, but I don't know if. It would be cool if it was like Matsuda that said, no, let's do a guitar here. And Eric goes, oh, let's do the answer backs in this hybrid sound. But it was a great track, Skeletank. And so you're saying that Matsuda did just a couple of tracks and Eric's the main composer. But on this track, though, I'd love to find out whether, who held the beef, who held the metal chainsaw, and then who was a little more on the detailed, hybrid EDM aspect of it. So, yeah, that's it. Mossman, are you leaving? Oh, no, Ink 'em Up is bailing. Okay. Ink 'em Up, everybody say goodbye to Ink 'em Up. Thanks for coming by, brother. We'll see you on the next show. Orenai, I noticed a couple, DJ and Fash Demented. You're in on this session. Stand by. I just want to get a couple of these folks going first. So, Ornai, how are you? Good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. Your track is a band called Zeromancer. So let's do some Zeromancer. Let's see what we got here. Oops, stand by. Here we go. Ammonite? Ammonite? Is that the one? Ornai, are you here? I don't see you. Where are you? Okay, hang on. Here we go. This is for you, and you know where to catch it if you missed it. Let's go. All right. Why for a second I thought Debbie Harry. Or more like Missing Persons.
It's hidden well deep inside. You don't want me to tell you why. What means nothing to you means everything to me. Assimilating tears to the floor. I don't know you anymore. Assimilating tears to the floor. I don't know you anymore. Come on, crawl out of my head.
Are you guys feeling a little bit of that 80s vibe?
What means nothing to you means everything to me.
I think those microtonal bends just kind of keep you locked in.
Means everything to me. Assimilating tears to the floor. I don't know you anymore.
Some older instruments, yeah. Well, you too as well, yeah.
Tears to the floor. I don't know you
I like that overdriven, muted analog synth right there. Yeah, definitely Trent's in there.
Yeah, I gotta get through somehow.
Eddie. Peelbacks, and you can hear those secret little sequences that are always in the mix. You don't hear them until you hear them. Well done. Very trippy, very spacey. A lot of callbacks to different 80s style sounding bands. I think Trent Reznor was probably, and Nine Inch Nails had more of a leading edge to a lot of people's kind of reflecting on the different influences. But I definitely did hear a lot of the early Tears for Fears kind of vibes as well. This was apparently released 9 years ago. And Zeromancer, I guess, is... did you guys say the band was from Norway? I don't know what genre this would be, actually. But Orchestral, this was a really super chill track, and I love to get my head into it, man. This was another one of these super nice tracks where I kind of fade away from what we're doing here for a second, and I'm just getting into the whole zone of it. It's kind of an industrial vibe, I think. I'm not too sure. And I'm definitely not the person, but it's yes. The genre is yes. Orchestral, thank you so much for sharing that with me, and also your little message as well. I know music gets us through a lot of things. You know, music gets us through a lot of things, and that's what I love about music being the soundtrack of our lives. Just the other day, once again, I came across another thing on 60 Minutes. It was last year, where somebody was having severe dementia. And could barely hold their heads up again. It was a lady. They did a 10-year interviews. They interviewed her for 10 years in a row. And you could see how she was deteriorating. On the last bit, she couldn't even, barely stand up and keep it together. But they put headsets on her, and she started moving her hands and started singing the words. And she hadn't spoken anything in about 2 years before that. But every time she would listen to music, she would at least be able to sing the words. So that power of music that we all love. And it's the reason why we're still hanging out on this stream. I know it's late, but we're going to keep going. I want to thank you guys for that. This one is Kairu, and this is a game. This is called In Honor of Ikeda Toriyama's Passing, or that that was his message. The song is Too Far Away, from Chrono Trigger, I believe. Is that what it says right there? So Kairu, thank you. You always hear. It's almost like the day is not complete unless Kairu's in here having a blast in the chat. Here we go. Are you saying this composer passed away? Or this gentleman that's playing? Thank you, Cairo. I didn't know. So uplifting, so floating, so hopeful, so beautiful. What a great track. So is it this gentleman's cover of that track? Is that what we're listening to? Orchestral Fantasy? No, I've never heard of it. I see. sorry. This just gives you such the uplift, you know? Like, I want to live life, and I want to go, and I want to try things. It's a beautiful arrangement. I like the horn arrangement back there. It's so warm. That one. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what instrument that is. Somebody help me with that? What instrument is that? Even with the cheesier piano sounds and stuff like that, you know, it's still a beautiful piece of music. Is this pretty close to the original? No, that definitely wasn't a cello or a viola. Unless it was some kind of hybrid. We gotta buy this guy a new keyboard stand. Poor guy was shaking. Very nice. Well said, Skeletank. I really needed to hear that track, Kairu. That was a wonderful track. It completely lifted me. And it was such a beautiful, hopeful, you know, the possibilities of tomorrow is going to be beautiful, that whole thing. We don't get enough of that in music a lot of times, but at least in this composition, it was very, very, very moving for me. And the intimacy of his little parts, too, the way it was being played. I thought it was really done. Thank you so much, Kairu. I really, really did appreciate that. I did. Okay, I only have a few more left here. I have, who's coming up right now? Ed Rent, DJ Tambor, and Fash Demented, and then I gotta go, guys. Just these three, and then I gotta go. So let's keep trudging here. Modern Warfare. I think that must be a game, maybe. This is the main theme, MW19, Modern Warfare 19 main theme, and this is coming from Ed Rent. And let's do it. All right. Oh, it is from the game. Oh, it's got like a heaviness, like of a Pink Floyd kind of vibe. Slip a little Phrygianness in there. Slow, lonely cello with a little vocal back up there. Oof. Oof. Little chicken skin there. Franks. Unique percussive choice there. You know that. Yeah, this has the Hans Zimmer thing in there. I think that has to do with more of that lower sequence. You know that. Section sounds kind of bitey bright. Yeah, I needed this for the lift at the end. Yep. Great way to end that. That was badass. I love that. That even though I know nothing of the game, though I have done a couple of pieces of music from the game, it's always very dark and ominous and heavy. This one kind of yoked a little bit differently. I think there was a little bit of a darker, throatier vibe for me, sensation-wise, in it. I love the unison of the voices in the cello section, or the cello arrangement, though the vocals were in the back there. So there was a lot of these unique little spices that were thrown in there, or additions to the mixing equation that didn't have standout position in the arrangement, but did a lot of stuff to support and make it richer and fatter and thicker. And then I told you where I was like, wow, that's a really unique choice for the percussion. Had this kind of a thin vibe to it. But then after that little turnaround, we came back into that last like 20 seconds of that. Then she used more richer, deeper percussions to take that home. But very much, you know, even the colors of the composition and the arrangement very much match the colors of the thumbnail. Does that make sense in my mind when I look at that? And I'm looking at the thumbnail. It's got this kind of, I forgot what the name of the color burn that is, but it matches it very well. So if the whole video game is kind of in that color scheme right there, the track pulls tremendously to that. You know, of course I know that there's shooting and people or characters dying or blowing up and stuff, but it really pulled solid, really pulled super hard, man. So that was killer. All right, who's coming up here? Coming up next is DJ Tambor. We're doing some jazz for DJ Tambor. This is a game. Oh, it's a game. A game that has jazz. So I don't know what we're looking at this here. So a game that has jazz is a game that has sophistication in wanting their players to enjoy some music. So this is, oh, funny enough, it's called Sophisticated Fight. I was totally kidding. I didn't know that's what it was. I took a joke there. See, DJ says this is a live arrangement for the main battle theme of the game. All right, let's do this. DJ Tambor coming in hot with some jazz. And it's kind of sophisticated, if I do say so my damn self. Here we go. I love the whack, whack, whack. This is for a battle scene? Jeez. This is done in unison, but in the complete octave. That sounds great. All that guitar work. Nice drop in the mix. I love that. Great horn stabs. Little jazz organ popping off. Very unique mix. Would have loved to have heard the push on the drums a little bit. Little vocal pad in the background there, giving it some width. Love that. It's old school Detective 70 horn stabs. God, the bass player. Jeez. A tremendous piece. How's the sax? Well, that's what it sounds like to me. I just can't believe this is over a battle. I love that. The lead guitar, saxophone in unison. One, 3, 5. That bass. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3. I just can't believe that this is something that's over a game. That's being, I mean, this is a standout performance. The in-game version is more chill. Oh, okay. Still, I don't know. I guess I have to see it function in a game. And I guess it's got to keep such pepper in the audience. You know, that's got to be the other thing too, because music is so freaking important, and these composers know the power of music, and especially in anime, that eclectic choice of different kinds of compositions that they use in their shows and stuff. It's like they really want to keep them like hyper engaged, super hyper engaged, like there's some kind of like sixth eye of information, knowing that, you know, our brains stay hyper engaged to music in a different capacity while we're engaged in playing something or watching something of this intensity. I don't know, but you know. So we'll ask Jeeves. What will we ask Jeeves? Ask Jeeves. Anyhow, speaking of you, Fash Demented, this is your track coming up. This is from a movie called Shelby Mary. I think, or is that the name of the band? I'm not sure. And it's alternative. Hang on. Let me grab it. Oh, the show's called Final Space. Okay. So that being said, the name of the song is When the Night is Long. It's an alternative track. And I'll thank you also as well for coming back and hanging out in the dono. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's do. Fash wasn't sure on whether he wanted to submit his own track. Dude, you can submit your own track anytime you want. Truly, you can. As a matter of fact, I egg that on. I love if musicians would share their own personal works, because this is a place where you're going to get honest opinions. But for me, you're definitely going to get a different, you know, I'll lean in with you and give you some real creative thoughts. So please don't feel shy of that. So here we go.
If only I could fix the sky to meet me.
Very intimate mic performance.
Only I could fix my heart to meet at dawn.
A little bit of a gaga.
It's got a way of knowing when to hurt me. Oh, it's when the night is long.
Haunting vibe of that like small muted piano.
Backwards lullabies feel like a ghostly touch. Roots spread all the way back to godless times. And it's got a way of knowing when to haunt me. Oh, it's when the night is long. And there's a young one sitting at the top of the world.
And sometimes I feel like I'm hearing
a clock that nobody sees.
the gate on her voice trigger.
And it's got a way of knowing when to taunt me. It's singing, oh, 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 oh.
You're right, Amon. I don't know if that's an extra layer of felt on the mallets on the piano or something.
Earthquakes break and shatter the perfect design. Ripped realities of broken minds. Towers rise to meet and yet it's laughing. It won't be long. It won't be long.
Painful. Very authentic, very, very powerful vocal performance.
There's a young one sitting at the top of the world.
I love that chord change right there. Beautiful.
Counting down a clock that nobody sees. And it's got a way of knowing when to taunt me. And it's got a way of knowing when to taunt me. And it's singing, oh.
Very unique percussive thing happening here. I can't tell if that's the left hand or the piano or... Beautiful background shift on that with the vocals. What a beautiful track. Her voice was wonderful. I like how everything's pulled up at her. What a great track. Guaranteed this is going to get a DCMA strike, or a block, but that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track to end this on. And, you know, it did sound a little bit like another really super big hit in the chord changes and the vocal performance of it. The authenticity of the muted piano sound I loved, because a lot of times, even myself, I go to this all the time. When I get asked to write pieces that have that muted lo-fi guitar sound, I can go into my module and I can dial down, you know, a couple of things and make it sound more felt as the hammers are hitting the string. You know, there's felt on there. In this case, it really felt like maybe they laid out another thinner layer of felt over the top of the strings. You know, because there were still some higher end little things that I was hearing. I was like going, well, if they used any low pass filters on it, that would have been filtered out. But either way, it was just really beautiful, really super authentic. And this was the excellent track for me to end the evening on. So, and that being said, another wonderful stream. I was only supposed to, felt like felt. I was supposed to only come in to do my makeups, but you know me, I'm hanging out. I think I've been here for well over 3 hours, and I thank you guys for it. It means a lot to me.